Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy Shades and Trades here. I did sell today's shares at the ones that I had at the high and low fours. I sold them at 0.0149. It refused to go to 0.015 and above, so I was like, you know what? Let me get these shares out of here because I bought the shares at 0.0147 and 0.0144. So I needed to get out, and I alerted that in the Discord, so hopefully they got out too. Because I'm like, man, this thing doesn't want to go above 1.5, so let's just sell it at 1.4. Put the limit sell order there, and it got filled. So not like I had a lot of shares. That's why I imagine it was easy to get out of there. You know, I didn't put in like 10, 20K, guys. So I'm out. All the shares are gone. Looks like we're getting resistance here. If this is going to be our trading range, that's good to know. Just to be clear, this could be a trading range right here. That's a nice 50% every time it bounces to 0.01415, 40 or 50% gains. I'm saying this and not this one up here because this right here, this whole move was a pump and dump. So someone brought the volume and it went up almost to 2 cents and above. Almost, but not quite. No heads will be eaten, thankfully. But yeah, here we came up, got rejected, as you can see. So that I'm thinking this is going to be a trading range unless tomorrow buying pressure steps in or this closes above 0.015. We'll see. I'm just telling you what might happen, but people are going to say you can't predict the markets. I can't. But boy, these trading ranges are very, 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 very easy to make money off of if you buy at the bottom. AITX, if you buy at the bottom when no one wants it. Should I keep going? Let me see. There's another one. There's another bottom right here. Where is it? Tilray? Look at Tilray. Where's the bottom? Look at that. So these bottoms, regardless, I don't know why, but they like to hold, and we buy them. So I'm waiting again to buy at 0.012 and under. That is the game plan. So anywhere, let me grab a box. Where's my box? I don't know how to use Moomoo, apparently. There's my box. So 0.012, there we go. So this whole area is the buy zone. That's where I'm looking to buy. I'm going to change that to yellow. That's where I'm looking to buy. Support at 1 penny is really what. Let me make that huge. There's your support. There you go. So there's your support. There's your buy zone. And going to turn this red. There you go. That's where we're looking to sell. I know some of you are going to tell me, oh no, but it's going to go to the moon. Shades to the moon. Bro. It didn't go to the moon when a bunch of Discords and Telegrams were pumping it. They're gone now. So you're just not going to see a huge run like we got. You're never going to see this again. This run from 00, what was it? 002s to, yeah, that's a 10x. That's a 10x right there. Like, you're never going to see that. That was a one-time deal. You had to be accumulating it before the run. Look at this volume, by the way. 166 million in volume, 100 million, 80. Then it kind of died off. Then 36, 40, 66 million. 166 million in volume here. And now look at the pitiful volume we're getting now. 14 million, 18 million, 12 million. So you can see right away. The pumpers are gone. Now it's good old normal OTC price action. News drops. The stock price moves to the top of the range. Comes back down. You bag the suckers that are going to hold on because those are the ones that get screwed. That's just how it is. I know some people don't like me saying that. But you look at the history of Cybl. What's been the net return for longs? What's been the net return since that huge run up to 6.5 cents? It came down. It didn't even go to 10 cents, 25 cents, where the incentives are. Came right back down to 1 penny. ILIS, 50 cents to double zeros. IATX, 25 cents to double zeros. So it's been 3 years going down to 4. A decade's going to go by. If this channel's still around, I'm just going to laugh because it's like some people are just willing to die with their shares for some reason. And I'm like, why don't you just flip it? It's the OTC. If this does uplist, of course, I think if it uplists and it starts behaving like Palantir, if Cybl uplists and it starts behaving like Palantir, meaning it just keeps creating these higher highs, higher lows over the long term, then, it breaks out, pulls back to support. People buy the dip at support. You take advantage of the trading range, and then it breaks out to a new high, comes back to support, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. If it starts doing that, which it is capable with those government contracts, just wait until we get those big contracts, those $500 million contracts, not these little whimsy. I don't know. I don't think that's the word. Whimsy. Not those little. I'm trying to find a nice word for ITCH with a B at the beginning. Okay, not these little. I'm not gonna say meaningless. There's a better word. You guys get what I'm saying. The contracts that Cybl has gotten, those are nothing. Just you wait. Just you wait till we get the big ones. So there you go. There's the game plan. If you want to join the Discord, patreon.com/shadesandtrades. That is where I will be alerting Cybl. And it's just going to be easy money, my friends. Remember, and I said this last time, how many negative headlines has Cybl dropped in the past 3 years? The only one that I can recall was the CE. That's it. And that's the only reason, if you recall, that it did not drop. Do I have Webull still? I don't know if I have Webull. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I deleted it. Oh, I don't have Webull. I was hoping I could look back at the data for Cybl going way back to 2021, because for some reason Moomoo NX does not have the data from 3 years ago. Maybe there we go. We look at TradingView. It does have the data, so you can see very clearly that 1 penny bottom it held. So you guys know what to do. Let's abuse that trading range. Buy the bottom. This right here, that is the only reason we dropped. That was the only negative headline. Besides that, I mean, they got on Fox News, I believe. They were mentioned in Fox News, no? If I recall. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure they were mentioned in Fox News, and that got some excitement and a 20% plus pump. It was literally nothing but positive news over and over and over again. Here, this drop was the Ukraine drop when Russia was invaded, I believe, if I recall. Not Russia. When Ukraine was invaded. My bad. Yeah, when Ukraine was invaded, that's when this happened. And obviously people were like, what? You're giving me Cybl under a penny? Woo! And look at that huge run to 2.5 cents. We've never had a run, ever since we bottomed out at 1 penny. I want you to take note that we never ran above 2.5 cents. So, just something to keep in mind. 2.5 cents, we didn't even get there this time. I'm curious about the volume last time. This is the kind of data that I like to look at. Like, what does this what did this stock like to do in its history? How much volume? 60 million, 100 million. I'm looking at the volume right here, and it looks like we need about 60 million minimum, and ideally over 100 million for us to get any kind of significant move to 2 cents plus is what it's looking like. Just based on the volume that I'm looking at here, back when we did run from 1 penny to 2.5. That's the data that I'm looking at here. Another thing that I like to look at is, okay, how many times did it run last time in a year? This is important data. So let's see. Let's start. We had this huge run here in September 21st, which ended in October 1st, not 21st. That's 2021. Then we finally hit bottom, rock bottom, on February 10th, 2022. So then we had a pump here to 2 cents. Then it pulled back. Then it ran to 2.5. So you could call this whole move right here one run. Okay, so one run. When did this happen? This is, guys, you better keep watching. This is important data. February, we had a run. Okay, then we had another pullback to 1.2 and under. You guys, this is why I said buy under 0.012 and under, because you can see right here it comes down to 0.012, and it actually never came down to 106 or even one penny on the dot. It actually only came down to 120, and then it pumped again for a nice 50%. So that's why I said specifically, I know this stock so well that I knew this already. That's why I said specifically accumulate if it's under 0.012. If you wait for 1 penny on the dot, you might never get filled. So that's why I said specifically 1.2, because you look at the history and sometimes it doesn't come down to 1 penny. So if it hits 1.2, be happy to be buying nice and cheap and wait for the next pump, sell it, rinse and repeat. Here it came down as low as 1 penny. Then it pumped again for a nice 40% to 0.0142. So that's already multiple runs right here. 1, 2, 3 runs in the span of the first half of that year. Then we pulled back again, 1 penny, pumped to 1.4, a nice 40%er, pumped again here for a nice 20%. Here it just kept trading for 20%, 1, 2, 3 times. So in the entire year of 2022, this stock had minimum 7 pops and 1 significant run to 2.5 cents. So if you bought at 1 penny, ran to 2.5, that's what, 150%. So, but most of the time it's good for flipping 20%, 40% over and over again. If it hadn't been for that negative headline, we never would have gone to what, penny and under. I believe that. And I think we're seeing, history is I think it's gonna repeat itself. Well, hopefully without the CE, right? Without the CE designation. If history is anything to go by, if all this data that I just gave you is anything to go by, we would expect going into next year we're gonna have multiple runs, minimum 7. That's what we had last time. I just showed you, so you can't say that I'm lying. And most of those runs tend to be between 20 to 40%, with the occasional big 100% plus run. I do this with AITX and ILIS is dead in the water. Not ILIS. ILIS can't even hold a bottom. So this data is important, guys. Hopefully you learned something if you didn't look at the market this way. I know some people don't look at the market the way I do. Some people look at it differently, and I'm just like, wow, I never thought of it in that way. So maybe you took something away from this. But yeah, be ready. I think I'm going to go with 10K now. I only went in with 5K because I wanted to play it safe. Because I'd rather wait for the second touchdown here to buy in the biggest position. So I'm looking for 10K at around 0.01 and under. And then when it pops to 1.4 or 1.5, or with a good enough catalyst, as you can see, it can go to 2.5 cents, I believe. And that's money in the bank, my friends. So get ready. I think next year, I'm being honest with you right now. And I just ordered my pumpkin spice rum chata. I'm going to try it, see if it's any good. But yeah, I'm going to celebrate this. This has been a good year. But next year, 2025, with Cybl back on the menu. Cybil's back on the menu, boys. With Cybl back on the menu, it's going to be a great year. We're going to make a lot of money off of just AITX and Cybl alone. Which is funny because I said I wouldn't trade penny stocks anymore. But, I mean, it's hard to say no to a penny stock with government contracts sitting at 142. Meanwhile, you got Palantir at like almost 50. Well, before the dump, obviously, it was almost at 50. So I'm still going to stick to penny stocks, but it's just going to be Cybl and AITX. No more ILIS. ILIS, I'll talk about that one in another video. But you guys, look, I hope if you really do make money off of this channel, following these game plans, and just buying when it gets cheap, just using common sense, be a cheapskate in the markets, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Let me know if there's any data that I'm not looking at. Because sometimes, like I said, I look at certain things, but then I forget to look at other things that might be important. I rarely look at volume. I only look at it once when I'm really analyzing like the past versus the present and what could potentially come in the future, like I just did right now live. But I never actually look at it day to day once we start running, because I don't care. If I bought down here nice and cheap, I don't care about the volume. I just buy it when it's cheap, and when it runs, I'm going to sell when it hits 1.4. If it breaks past 1.5, then I'll hold it, obviously. If I see a big green candle just completely destroy this level, of course I'm going to hold at that point, because it's like that level just got disrespected, and we could see 2 cents and above. I can go on and on, guys. I don't want to keep this this has been too long. 14 minutes. Get out of here, Shades. Go get a real job. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.